Well, our special guest tonight is Clinton Heal, a former WA Young Australian of the Year and founder of the skin cancer awareness and support organisation Melanoma WA. Clinton, welcome to the program.
Good evening, Russell.
Now, you're a major victim of melanoma.
I'm not sure about victim, but definitely since being diagnosed with melanoma at the age of 22 back in 2005, it's been a long journey.
So that's over 10 years you've lived with melanoma now.
That's right.
So doctors said to you that the odds are that you should be dead.
That's right. When I was diagnosed with secondary melanoma, they never found the primary on my skin. I was given a 10% chance of living 2 years. And I always remember that they focused on the 10% and not necessarily the fact that it was more likely I wouldn't be here. And that was really important to me and a big reason why I think I'm still here.
So that really got you through, focusing on the 10%.
That's right, and that's something I've been very passionate about, is making sure people don't lose that realistic hope.
Now, it actually runs in the family.
That's right. And my father had had another form of skin cancer. It was actually my granddad who'd had a melanoma back in the 1970s. But it was only when I was diagnosed that he decided to share that with the rest of the family. And so there is that connection in the family, and that's why people who have got a strong history in their families of skin cancer need to be careful.
You spent a lot of time on the beach, you spend a lot of time playing footy, and you're out in the sun a lot, I guess. So was that the major cause?
I guess knowing my father's diagnosis early on, I was one of the more sun-smart kids, I think, out of my close group who were surfing and playing footy together, but it only takes a couple of sunburns to the point of your skin peeling to create that damage that can cause skin cancer later on. And I just didn't know that skin cancer could happen so young.
So with all of that, I guess that's the reason you started the support group.
I met an individual by the name of Ross Taylor. He'd been diagnosed with secondary melanoma 14 years before I had. And just meeting Ross really, it made me understand that there was that realistic hope out there. And I thought, gee, you know, if there's other people, other West Australians out there feeling like this, you know, we need to put them in touch with each other. And I guess that was the passion behind Melanoma WA from the start.
So what advice do you give to people that receive the news that they've got a melanoma?
Well, I guess with melanoma, it's all about early detection. So if their news is the fact that they've caught a primary melanoma early, that gives them a great prognosis. Even if it's secondary melanoma these days, the clinicians are talking about the last 3 years with the latest treatment advances far surpassed the 30 years before that. So, you know, there's some great work being done in this space, and that's why anyone with melanoma shouldn't lose hope that they can be okay.
And is that the advice you give to people with melanoma? Don't lose hope?
That's right, and that's where we put them in touch with others so that they can meet others in a similar situation who are doing well.
It does always seem to work in any situation, doesn't it? If you meet other people with a similar sort of situation, it gives you a lot of hope personally.
It does, and it's not only just us who are living with the disease. You think of, you know, my partner, my young daughter, my family and friends. You know, it's all about the people around us as well, and they get the hope from meeting others in a similar situation.
So if anyone would like to contact you or Melanoma WA, how do they do that?
They can look up melanomawa.org.au, and we want people, whatever they do in the sun, be educated, make educated choices, and get their skin checked.
Clinton, thanks very much for being on the Daily News.
Thanks, Russell. It's been a pleasure.